Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. And in this lecture, we're going to be connecting our FastAPI application to our PostgreSQL database. And once we're here in our application, the very first thing we need to do is to download PSYCOPG2-binary. And that's one of the main ways that we're going to be connecting our application to our PostgreSQL database. So right here in my terminal, if you're in your virtual environment, let's type in PSYCOPG2-binary. And here we're going to see that we're collecting all the information and we're installing it to our collected packages and that it's successfully installed. And the version that I installed is just the latest version of 2.9.3. Should not matter what you're installing. If for some reason one of the newer versions, whenever you're doing this, breaks, feel free just to download the 2.9.3 version. All right, now let's go into our todo.app and jump into our database. And inside here, we currently have our SQL Alchemy database URL to SQLite and our engine using the SQLite database URL with some arguments of check same thread and false. So for the SQL Alchemy database URL, I'm going to be changing this to point to our PostgreSQL database. And the first thing we need to do is tell FastAPI that we're going to be using PostgreSQL. So let's type in PostgreSQL : and now our super user. And my super user's name is Postgres. You may have named it differently, but it's going to be Postgres : the password, which mine is test1234 ! At localhost / our database name. And we named it to-do application database. After adding this in, we want to change our engine just a little bit. So these arguments of connect arguments, check same thread, false, this is a specific argument to SQLite. So we can really just delete this and that should be good to go. All right, so we've done two things. We've installed our binary, we have changed our URL, and removed this last argument. So I guess we've done three things total. Let's run our application. So first, let's cd into todo app. And then from here, let's do unicorn users : app -- reload. Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to be typing in auth, not users. All right, and now let's go to our browser and refresh the page. And here we can see our users and our auth APIs. So let's create a new user. I'm going to say try it out. And I'm going to change the username to Coding with Roby. Email to codingwithroby@mailservice.com. First name Eric, last name Roby, and password test1234 ! And let's execute. Here we can see we get a status 200 and response null. Let's go ahead and create one more user with a username of example user. Email exampleuser@mailservice.com. First name, example, last name user, and password again will be test1234 ! And it looks like I forgot a P for example user. There we go. Let's execute. And again, we get another status 200. Well, now let's open up our PostgreSQL and head to our to-do application server. Inside our to-do application server is going to be our to-do application database. And if you click this, we can write a query. So I'm going to click the little query editor. And I'm going to say select asterisk, so select all from users. And there we have it. If we run the application or we run our SQL statement, we can see that we have 2 users, each with a primary key of 1 and 2, coding with Roby at mailservice.com, example user at mailservice.com, username coding with Roby, Eric Roby with our password hashed, and same thing with example user. So this is awesome. So what we just did was connect our FastAPI application to our PostgreSQL database. And then we created a user and had the flow go from creating the user to our API to saving it in our database. So instead of everything getting connected by SQLite, we have everything getting connected by PostgreSQL. This is awesome, awesome stuff. So this is going to wrap up this lecture, and I will see you in the next video.